China hit by simultaneous cold wave and heavy snow, roads closed, over 4,000 flights cancelled. Someone shows middle finger while welcoming Xi in Vietnam, CCTV deletes footage. China's economy may be in great turmoil next year. CCP crazy purchase of 200 tons of gold, a secret cannot be disclosed? It's all covered in today's China Truths. China hit by simultaneous cold wave and heavy snow, roads closed, over 4,000 flights cancelled. On the morning of the 13th, the Chinese Meteorological Department issued yellow warnings for blizzards, freezing, and cold waves, and the freezing warning reappeared after a decade. Snowfall and icy road conditions affected 59 road sections in Tianjin, Hebei, Shaanxi, Inner Mongolia, and northern and western Hunan, leading to the closure of 49 expressways. On the expressways connecting Hebei and Shaanxi, the freezing road surface forced 1,700 vehicles to be stranded, resulting in a continuous line of vehicles stretching for 67 kilometers. According to real-time data from Flight Manager, nationwide flights experienced extensive cancellations on the 13th, with a total of 4,249 flights cancelled, resulting in a cancellation rate of 26.68%. Railway operations also saw a substantial number of train suspensions on the 13th. Tuqiang Town resident Jean in Mo City, Heilongjiang, says, "Let everyone see what it's like to run in -41 degrees. Now I've been running for 13 minutes, and this is what happened in just 13 minutes." In the Dehingan Mountains, Huzhong District, known as the coldest town in China, has experienced 3 consecutive days of temperatures below -40 degrees, reaching an extreme low of -45.1 degrees at one point. Many scenic spots in Beijing have closed since December 13th, and the Beijing Municipal Education Commission announced the suspension of classes for all primary and secondary schools, kindergartens, and secondary vocational schools in the city. Students are instructed to study at home and engage in online learning. Someone shows middle finger while welcoming Xi in Vietnam, CCTV deletes footage. When leaders of the Chinese Communist Party travel to other nations, Chinese embassies often resort to both threats and incentives to compel local Chinese residents into demonstrating support. Recently, there was a notable incident at an airport in Vietnam. On December 12, Beijing time, Xi Jinping visited Vietnam and landed at the airport in Hanoi. CCTV's news platform promptly aired a video lasting approximately 33 seconds, featuring a line of people ostensibly welcoming the delegation at the airport. The majority of people in the video wore forced smiles and vigorously waved small red flags. However, around the 12-second mark in the video, a woman in the crowd raised her middle finger, a gesture signifying contempt, pointing it diagonally forward. Netizens, upon discovering this, engaged in animated discussions, ridiculing the CCP for this embarrassing blunder. Some even speculated that repercussions awaited someone within the party for this accident. In response, CCTV promptly edited and removed the footage and also removed the relevant pages. Other media outlets under party control either did the same. As indicated by numerous prior reports, when CCP leaders travel abroad, Chinese embassies leverage local Chinese student organizations to pressure students through coercion or financial incentives. They may also enlist local Chinese residents to demonstrate support. Many individuals participating in these welcoming events are not volunteers. During Xi Jinping's recent visit to San Francisco, USA, overseas organizations orchestrated a sizable protest, and the number of individuals mobilized by the CCP was substantial. CCP's leader visit to Vietnam is abnormal. Amid a crisis in the Chinese economy, the top leader of the CCP, Xi Jinping, has recently displayed unusual behavior. According to Bloomberg, the essential annual economic conference from December 11 to 12, taking on the crucial task of shaping next year's economic agenda, attended by the top CCP leadership, was only partially conducted as Xi left for Vietnam, marking another deviation from the norm. This is also the first instance since she assumed power that he did not fully attend the Central Economic Work Conference. Earlier reports from Bloomberg quoted sources indicating that Xi's visit to Vietnam was initially scheduled for December 14 to 16 but was later rescheduled to December 12 for unknown reasons. Previously, Xi unexpectedly skipped a speech at the BRICS Leaders Summit in South Africa, with the Minister of Commerce delivering the address. She also intentionally avoided attending the G20 summit in September, and the CCP postponed the third plenary session responsible for shaping long-term economic policies. These departures from standard practices have undermined investor confidence. The report quoted Neil Thomas, a China political researcher at the Asia Society Policy Institute, stating, "Each individual deviation from established practices is not particularly significant. However, when they accumulate, they create a more unpredictable policy environment and a business environment with less confidence." China's economy may be in great turmoil next year. Bloomberg's recent analysis of the Chinese economy has pointed to signs of deflation, signaling a significant vulnerability in China's economic landscape. Official data released by the CCP last week revealed a consistent year-on-year decline in the Consumer Price Index. The Wall Street Journal's report on December 12 emphasized that not only did China's deflation in November fail to alleviate, but it intensified, posing challenges for the government in reviving the economy. Economists have been consistently cautioning the CCP government about the dangers of deflation, urging measures to avoid a liquidity trap where reduced consumer spending triggers an economic downward spiral. Mr. Su Qinggang, a senior researcher and economist at Stanford University's China Economic and Institutional Research Center, highlighted the limited policy measures available globally to combat deflation, making it the most dreaded scenario for all market economies. Unlike Japan's experience with deflation within a democratic constitutional framework, China operates under communist authoritarian rule, where private enterprises lack ownership of even an inch of land. Xi Jinping, the party leader, is indifferent and lacks an understanding of the economy, with his primary concern being the preservation of CCP rule. When he is concerned about potential color revolutions, both foreign and domestic private enterprises become adversaries of the CCP. Mr. Su outlines three major possibilities for China under deflation. The first is the most optimistic, a palace coup similar to that in 1978, but with a small probability. The second possibility is a financial crisis leading to fiscal, economic, and social crises, constituting a comprehensive crisis. The third significant possibility is the government using administrative means to delay crises, such as market non-operation, leading to the closure of private enterprises, leaving only state-owned enterprises, potentially reverting to the old path of the Soviet Union. However, when the Soviet Union deteriorated to a certain extent, it eventually collapsed. Regarding whether deflation will occur in China, scholars have different interpretations, but there's a convergence in judgments about the direction of Chinese society. According to the self-media outlet Financial Truth, the continuous decline in China's consumer price index is not deflation but a result of the overall economic decline. In the context of economic recession, Chinese citizens are cutting unnecessary expenses, hesitating to spend on clothing, food, housing, and transportation. The three categories with the most significant decline are vegetables, pork, and transportation. Financial Truth's analysis emphasizes that the trend of the China Consumer Price Index in previous years shows that the second half of each year is the peak consumption season for the Chinese people. Even during the 3-year period of the pandemic, this trend persisted. However, this year showed a clear deviation. From July to September, the China Consumer Price Index consistently turned downward, indicating a major collapse in the Chinese economy. Starting in the summer, China's economy entered a massive recession under passive balance sheet reduction, aligning with Xi's call for financial stability and the comprehensive debt of local governments. Examining changes in China's consumer prices over the past 20 years, Financial Truth contends that China is experiencing inflation rather than deflation, especially in essential areas such as food, water and electricity, education, and rent. A straightforward example is the Xiaobing, means Chinese sesame flatbread, index. In the past, a piece of Xiaobing cost 50 cents, and now it costs 2 yuan, about 28 cents. This serves as a method employed by the CCP to extract wealth by controlling the fundamental needs of the people. Financial Truth estimates that the just concluded Central Economic Work Conference of the CCP indicated a focus on stimulating consumption, suggesting that next year, the CCP is likely to implement significant monetary easing. This is a significant gamble, and if it goes wrong, the entire Chinese economy will be in chaos, potentially leading to street movements similar to those in 1989. The CCP's National Development and Reform Commission has been doing this for the past 20 years but has never dared to take the lead. However, this time marks a potential turning point in a major upheaval. CCP crazy purchase of 200 tons of gold, a secret cannot be disclosed? In the past week, central banks worldwide have consistently been acquiring gold, resulting in a peak in the international gold market. On December 4th, the futures price of gold in the New York market surged, reaching a historic high and briefly surpassing the $2,150 per ounce mark. Notably, the CCP has emerged as the largest buyer, experiencing a substantial 15% increase in its gold holdings. According to data from the World Gold Council, China currently holds the title of the world's largest gold buyer. The People's Bank of China, PBOC, has been on a gold buying spree for 12 consecutive months, with a notable purchase of 23 tons in October alone. The cumulative gold purchases for the year have surpassed 200 tons. Gold traders in Singapore have disclosed that China allocates at least $1 billion each month for gold purchases. Consequently, China's official gold reserves have reached 2,215 tons, surpassing the combined total of Latin America, Africa, and India. However, China's actual gold reserves are undoubtedly higher than the disclosed 2,200 tons due to its status as the world's largest gold producer. Thus, the amount of gold accumulated by China far exceeds the publicly announced 2,200 tons. This prompts the question, why is China aggressively acquiring gold? Is there a hidden strategy at play, or does the party leader intend to establish a golden mausoleum? Tang Hao, a commentator specializing in current affairs on the Crossroad channel, has outlined 3 potential reasons. Reason 1: advancing geopolitical ambitions and reducing international sanction pressure. Many international media outlets initially suspect that the CCP is aggressively accumulating gold, potentially in preparation for military actions in the Taiwan Strait. This suspicion arises from the CCP's similar gold acquisition pattern before Russia invaded Ukraine last year, serving as financial reserves for the post-war period. This strategy is linked to the anticipation of joint economic sanctions in the event of war. Facing international economic sanctions, transactions in US dollars might be blocked, leading to a significant depreciation of the Chinese yuan. Therefore, one possible motivation behind the CCP's extensive gold purchases is to prepare for potential military conflicts and circumvent future international sanctions. While this perspective is plausible, engaging in war requires more than just accumulating reserves. It involves military deployments and logistical arrangements, among other factors. Currently, such signs are not apparent, suggesting that while the CCP's gold purchases may indicate preparation for potential conflicts, they don't necessarily imply an imminent war. Reason 2: RMB asset depreciation challenges saving, gold hoarding for financial preservation. As widely recognized, the Chinese economy is currently facing significant challenges, evident in the downturn of the real estate, stock, foreign exchange, and bond markets, leading to what is referred to as the four markets in decline. All assets denominated in Chinese yuan are steadily depreciating. In essence, the financial robustness of the CCP is gradually diminishing with the devaluation of the Chinese yuan. Consequently, the CCP is swiftly acquiring international gold with the dual aim of safeguarding and potentially augmenting its financial strength. As global situations become more tumultuous, the demand for gold as a safe haven in the market is likely to surge. Moreover, this year has witnessed the Federal Reserve in the United States consistently raising interest rates, resulting in a robust depreciation of the US dollar. A significant influx of funds is gravitating towards the US dollar, causing a relative decline and depreciation in the prices of US Treasury bonds held by the CCP. Consequently, the CCP is promptly divesting US bonds, converting them into dollars, and utilizing these dollars to procure gold as a strategic means of preserving financial strength. Reason 3: Real estate market collapse, widespread unemployment, and public adoption of gold for risk mitigation. In addition to gold, what do Chinese individuals lean towards when it comes to preserving their assets? It's real estate. However, this year has seen an all-encompassing collapse in the entire Chinese real estate market. Major real estate developers such as Evergrande, Country Garden, and Poly Real Estate not only faced debt crises but also encountered a surplus of housing far exceeding demand. He King, former deputy director of the National Bureau of Statistics, disclosed that the existing vacant houses could accommodate a population of 3 billion. Consequently, Chinese property prices are persistently decreasing and are no longer conducive to long-term investment and asset preservation. Furthermore, this year marked the emergence of the new three waves in China: a wave of business closures, a wave of unemployment, and a wave of layoffs. Many individuals are apprehensive about the sudden loss of employment and income. Consequently, a substantial number of people, irrespective of their wealth or age, are utilizing their available cash to acquire gold as a hedge. Particularly for numerous young professionals who have recently entered the workforce, with limited funds, there is a desire to invest in gold as a hedge, sparking a novel trend of purchasing gold beans. A gold bean typically weighs around 1 gram, and it can be acquired for merely 400 to 500 yuan, enticing numerous young individuals to invest. According to a recent survey by the reputable Hong Kong jeweler Chow Tai Fook Group, individuals aged 18 to 24 have also commenced purchasing gold, surprising industry observers. In the current milieu where income, real estate, and the Chinese yuan are all undergoing depreciation, individuals are compelled to turn to gold beans to accumulate a semblance of hope for their future. Overall, the substantial gold acquisitions in China this year are not solely attributable to official strategic requisites but are equally propelled by a robust public demand for hedging. Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. If you find the information helpful, please share this video with a friend to watch together. This will be a great source of motivation for our team to produce more and more quality and reliable videos. And also don't forget to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths. Thank you for tuning in.